We are Splash, a youth arts workshop providing free art classes for local youth. In this video, Astronaut in Coloured Pencils, Part 3.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back. I am Charlie Newton, and I am your art teacher today. And this is Splash Art Class. I'm so glad that you decided to join us today. We're going to work on a picture that I've been working on the last couple of classes of an astronaut. And we're going to do something very special to this astronaut today. And I just got that inspiration today. So we've been drawing from a photograph, but I want young artists to know that you can use photographs and magazine photos from television or wherever as resource to give you information. So I hadn't done a color pencil drawing in years, and I'm enjoying this drawing so much that I've decided to make this drawing as part of my art show, and so I'll end up framing this drawing if it comes out okay. So in order to make it part of my personal art show, I'm going to have to change it a little bit to give it some meaning. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this astronaut into a black astronaut, because as part of my practice, I always want to show heroic images of black people to kids, because we don't get enough heroic images in the media. And so I want my art to reflect who I am as a person, as an individual. And so I'm going to take some creative license, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to change this figure, by the way. So I'm going to have to change the bone structure a little bit and change the skin color a little bit to make it into a black person. And now I'm going to hopefully be able to put some meaning into this picture. I have some ideas about the background. I don't know if I'll need to change the background or not. I also want to mention this to kids. When you are sketching, that's something that you don't have to be patient with. You don't have to think. You can go on automatic when you're sketching. You want to just use your eyes, and you want to use your instincts when you're sketching. Say when you're doing a gesture drawing, or you're just sketching to get the feel for something. But once you begin to want to make a finished drawing, there comes a point where you have to slow down, and you want to be patient. So patience is a virtue for an artist. For a true artist, patience is a virtue. You see a lot of art out today. I'm not talking about, mass-produced art or art just made just to sell, but any serious artist, you will find that they have patience, and they have more patience than the average person. I don't have, to tell you the truth, I don't have that much patience no more myself, but once I began working, then the patience comes so that I can do what I need to do to make the picture what I want it to be. And so I'm going to make some slight changes. Let's go to the drawing board. So I'm going to get the pencil that I sketched with first, and I sketched with this warm gray pencil, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to get get a paper towel so that I can keep my paper clean. So I actually have some pictures that I'm looking at. So for the skin color, and also I'm looking at a bust as well. And I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to use a picture that I have of a Maasai warrior too. So here where the skull sort of goes in here to the left, I'm going to just round that off. I'm going to keep the brow. I'm just going to round the skull off here. That's the first change. The next change is sort of major, and that's with the nose. I'm going to make the nostrils a little larger, and I'm going to round the nostril off. I don't know if I can erase. I rarely try to erase with color pencils, and I don't suggest you try to do this. But at least I can take some of this up, because the color pencil that I'm using is very waxy. So, and I don't see my art gum. The art gum might do it better than, oh, here it is. So I'm going to break my art gum because I want it to be clean. And so I'm just trying to take that tip off of this person's nose. And so now I'm just going to round it off. See, that wasn't too bad. And with the lips, I'm going to allow the lips to sort of be, I'll make it a little bit larger and allow the lips to be fuller. And I'm going to project the lips out, forward a little bit. So, see, I'm going to see that curved line there, and then I can bring the lips down here. And see? And now I'm going to let the bottom lip flare out a little bit. Just slight changes. Slight changes. And I'm going to round the chin off. And I think that will do it. Now, I could change the brow a little bit, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put color in. I'm actually going to put color into the glass first. I'm reflecting this blue off the bottom of his nose here. This is a bluish type of gray that I'm using. So you will see this develop more than I usually do in my classes. So uh, after the pandemic is over, then kids will be able to come back to the studios. And that's important because in the studio, I actually work on my pieces, uh, my personal works of art in the studio, and kids get a chance to see the artwork develop. The art that I use, that I exhibit in my shows. So I'm not just using the picture. I'm going away from the picture now as far as my reference. I'm beginning to, because now I'm trying to make art, and the picture is only a reference, to see, just so that you will have something, somewhere to start. And now, if this was a commission, I would stick closer to the picture. By commission, what a commission is when someone hires an artist to do a specific picture. So for the last, I'll say 15 or so years, I still do commissions, but with the understanding that I can change and make all artistic changes I want to. I have all artistic freedom, because the idea is that you want me to do the commission because you like my practice, you like the way I do art. And so if you don't want it to look like the way I do it, then you don't want me to do the commission. I just noticed something that I missed in my original drawing. There's so much detail in this picture. I actually understand what I'm looking at more now, since I have spent some time with this picture. There's a lot of detail in it, but now I'm beginning to understand how this uniform, how this equipment is put together, which I couldn't see all this detail before, because it was new to me and alien. But the more time I spend with the picture, I began to pick up some details that I didn't see before. And I can make changes accordingly. Okay. And this is the part that you don't want to rush, because you're making decisions and you don't know if it's if it's going to work or not. So you want to be very careful. I'm not in a rush here. So normally in my studio, I would probably just sit and think and look for 5 or 10 minutes. And remember, you need to be willing to mess up and make mistakes too, as well. I'm going just to show highlight in his eye. I'm giving him some brown eyes. And red. Okay. Now I'm going to try to go very extreme with his skin color, but underneath, remember we're doing overlays. Those of you who have joined in, tell you, when you miss a class, you miss a lot. Those who have been watching this, you know what I mean by when I say overlays. I'm going to go ahead and draw his glasses, his temples. I'm actually trying to draw the reflections and refractions in his glasses. One day we'll do a class on drawing glass and water to discuss that a little bit more. I'm using different shades of gray and blue. And remember, kids, I am varying the pressure. Sometimes I put a lot of pressure on the pencil. Sometimes I release the pressure. Depends on how dark I need that line to be. So all these little details I'm putting in now is just to set up the picture. So I'm working in layers. What I hope to accomplish today is to have the face, get the face. So I have 3 sources that I'm using. I'm drawing from a bust that's in front of me. I have 2 pictures on my phone, and I'm drawing from, and I'm also looking at the original picture to see what the light is doing. I'm going to change the light a little bit to suit my needs, but not that much. This is a burgundy color, Tuscan red. Going in with a purple. I can't read it. I'm using burnt umber here. It's a pretty dark brown. And I'm going to change his eyelids, his eyes, change it a little bit more, give him some eyelids. See, right there. You know, a lot of this you won't see, but it's underneath. And it'll give this picture some depth, hopefully. And I do want this picture to be dramatic in the end. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Because when you start doing things like this, you never know. Well, it's actually, I know it's going to work because I'm not going to stop until I make it work. So, but that's the only consolation that I have, is that I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up if it's not going well. So that's a lesson that you can learn. Don't quit just because things aren't going well, because we learn in our struggles. That's when we learn the most, when we struggle. Most things that's easy is not even worth doing. And if it's easy, it's probably not art. So I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to art. Even though I do abstract work, I really honor art, because it takes so much to become an artist. You have to be strong. You have to have a lot of good luck. And one of the reasons why we started Splash, my wife and I, is to give kids an opportunity to learn, because your talent will take you a long way. It'll take you far. Your gift will make room for you. There's something nobody can take from you, is your gift. And sometimes other people may not even, I'm talking to the artists now, only people who are going to understand why you do what you do, it's going to be other artists. It takes so much dedication and sacrifice. So I pray that you take advantage of this opportunity. We had a splash when I was a child. So now you see I have the basic skin tone. Now I'm going to put in the shadows, and we're going to find out if this works or not. And I'm going to be very dramatic with the shadows as well. I'm going to be very dramatic. using black. This is picture. I'm getting this face, at least the shadows, from a picture of a Maasai warrior. Spacemen have always fascinated me since I was a child. And when you think about the fact that we are now exploring Mars, our that's really something to think about, that you don't get left behind, because the world is moving on. And hard work and dedication and paying close attention to your studies will ensure that you don't get left behind. And we need to see ourselves, our kids need to see themselves in space and on the forefront of technical development, which we are, but we haven't always gotten the credit. So now what I'm doing is it's sort of like I'm in a wrestling match with the pitcher, and the pitcher is going to have to submit to me eventually. So remember, I mentioned this a lot. Use the beauty of the material. That's something, that's another tool, to think about. Okay, what is this, what material am I using? And how can I benefit from its properties? And that's where my focus is now in doing this face. Knowing what the material is capable of and trying to take advantage of it. I'm doing little details that you wouldn't notice, but I'm also, and part of the material is the paper. What effect does the paper lend to this? And how can I use that? So you're thinking about a whole lot of things. Once heard it said that an artist think about a million things at once when drawing. I don't know if that's true or not, but sometimes it seems like it is. Sometimes it feels like that. This is green, a dusty green. Brown, sepia brown. Still using the sepia. Okay, almost. So sometimes you have to just clean off the tip of your pencil if it has the wrong color on it. This white is very important.
Oops.
all this time I've been building up to this part, the glass. And everything's smooth sailing from the glass. After I finish the glass, everything else is smooth sailing. I don't even have to draw anything else. But the picture is basically, the statement is made, will be made, I think. I might need to make a statement in the background. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking if I can do this glass right, the statement will be made. I have a very loose hand. I used to be very tight when I first went to UTC. And my teachers, George Chris, was the head of the department, but he made a lot of comments. But Jim Collins, I credit Jim Collins as the person who loosened me up. And once I got loose, it was that was it. So thanks, Jim, if you see this, for loosening me up, giving me more freedom. So, but when I darken this background, of course, the glass is going to stand out even more. You'll see that. Putting quite a bit of pressure on the paper now. These highlights. I'm just going to quickly darken this background a little bit before we go. It's time to go. I just want you to see how it's going to look in the future. Now, everything else now, I don't need a lot of detail to finish this thing now. The majority of the detail has been done today. The high detail, everything else can sort of be expressive. And I like it when the artists show that side of them, their uniqueness. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it or not, but my goal is to make this picture not boring. I don't want it to be boring. If it's just a rendition of a photograph, that's pretty boring. And if it don't show any skill, for me, it's boring too. I can't stand and look at art that don't take any skill. And that's because, I spent so much time trying to develop a degree of skill. But you can see that by putting this gray behind him, I just wanted you to see what it does to the glass. You see how it makes the glass stand out? And this background's going to be darker. It's not just going to be this flat gray here. But I just want you to see that today so that you can see the glass. And I could do other things. And I won't make those decisions yet. I might do something. I just have certain things that I like to do as an artist to accentuate things. I might, just draw across the face with white so that you can see that the glass is he's inside a bubble. Well, this has been fun. That's one more class, and I'm so happy that you're getting a chance to see that the patience that it takes, and just the layering and just staying at it and just keep working, and don't quit until it's finished. Remember, it's your creation, so it's finished when you say it's finished. So if you look at your picture and there's something that you don't like, don't start beating yourself up. Don't be a quitter. Keep working on it. Just keep working on it. And even me, the more I look, the more I see. The longer I work on something, the better I can see it. And I can make changes because I'm the artist. So you are the artist. So whatever you do, never, ever say you can't. Never, ever quit. Never, ever give up. Not just in art, but in life. This has been Charlie Newton with another Splash class. And until next time, remember, art is for everyone. Bye-bye.